Okay, today we're gonna discuss a sutta called Anna Sutta. Double N-A, Anna. Anna means food. Actually, technically, Anna has different meanings too. Sometimes Anna has specific. Anna means specific food as well. Okay, let's take a look at what this sutta means. In short, I can say this sutta deals with the concept of the food in the Buddhist teachings, as well as the benefits of offering food in the Buddhist teachings. So let's take a look at the Pali stanzas first. Anna mevabhi nandanti ubhaye deva manusa atako namaso yakko yang annang nabi nandati. So there are three stanzas in the sutta, but only the first stanza was recited by a deity. The rest of those two stanzas were given by the Buddha based on the deity's view about the food. So what this Devata said in the first stanza was, they always take delight in food. Who are they? Both devas and the human beings. So not even the human beings take delight in the food, but also the deities. So what sort of spirit could it be that does not take delight in food? So all the spirits, they like food, right? But the difference is what type of food they like. So that's a different topic. But anyway, they all like food. And then Buddha says his view in two stanzas. Ye nang dadanti saddhaya vippasannena chetasa tameva annang bhajati asmin loke paramhicha. When they give out faith with a heart of confidence or trust, saddha, food accrues to the giver himself, both in this world and the next. Now, even the deity talks about every being likes food. Then Buddha says his idea in a different context. The most important thing is not the beings like food, but the benefits of giving of the food by both the deities and the human beings. So giving is very important, and not just everybody eats. Not even that, he further goes on to say, therefore, having removed stinginess, the conqueror, the person who is giving dana, the conqueror of the stain should give a gift. Merits are the support for living beings when they arise in the other world. Now, that's a very normal teaching that we all know. When we offer food or other gift, now in this case the food to other beings, they make up our good karma, and then they help us to be reborn, unless we attain nibbana, in a good life in the future, after this life, or in the life that are to come in our samsara. Now in this sutta, what I understand is that we need to talk about the concept of food in the Buddhist teachings, because deity talks about the food in the first stanza. What do you think about what Buddhism has to say about the food? Anyone has any thought about it? Do we have any teaching, or do we have any teachings of Buddhist text about how to eat, or how much we can eat, or what sort of teachings you have learned so far?
There's certainly ones, but I don't know what they are. But I know.
You want to share with us?
Well, I don't know what it is, but in Buddhism, more often than not, it's vegetarian food. I think more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
But there must be a reason. You don't eat like, you know, the junk food, like sugar, sweets, like a Dairy Queen, junk food like that.
Mm-hmm.
You eat healthy food. Healthy food good for prolonged life.
Yeah. What if someone cannot afford healthy food because they're expensive?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How do we make a an idea? How do we make a sort of a view towards all the Buddhists? You know, you should not eat junk food, you know, because they are unhealthy. But they are the cheapest type of food, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right outside. But healthy food are organic food. Maybe healthy foods they can be not that affordable. So someone told me if someone preaches to eat healthy food, that is not fair because not everybody can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
If the government can give a system like everybody can afford in whatever the ways, it's true. But anyway, I like your idea. Like vegetarianism has some questions from one Buddhist tradition to the other Buddhist tradition. Usually, you know, we have different branches like Theravada, it's our school, oldest school, and Mahayana and Vajrayana. So usually in the Mahayana teachings, they promote vegetarianism because, you know, there are different reasons because most of the modern types of Mahayana teachings come from Chinese Buddhism, so then they are mostly practicing vegetarianism. I'm not trying to say eating meat or not eating meat is good or bad, right? But anyway, we have to care about the lives of every being. So that's what I'm telling. Anyway, so that's one side. Second thing I wanna share with you is Buddha has a lot of teachings about the food. Now in Pali we call ahara. What do we call it? Ahara. Ahara. So Buddha identifies 4 types of ahara in most of his sutras. 4 types of, we call it nutriment, or let's say food. 4 type of food. They are not necessarily material food. They may be different, like sometimes mental type of food too, right? And you may have seen books like food for the thought, food for the mind, right? Like Ajahn Chah's book, right? So it is not necessarily material all the time. But anyway, there are 4 types of foods that Buddha talks about in the text. Let's take a look. What are they? Kabalinkara food, Passahara food, Mano Sanchetanahara food, and Vijnanahara food. Let's take a look at what they are. Kabalinkara. The Kabalinkara means the physical food that we eat. Let's say rice or whatever physical you can make it bowls, right? You can make rice bowls, right? So whatever you can make it physical, right? You can eat. They call Kabalinkara. Passahara. What are the Passahara? Passa. What is Passa in the Pali teachings? Passa is contact. Is contact. That's what produces the feelings. Vedana. When you have a contact, only after you have contact you feel it is pleasant, it is painful, or it is neither painful nor pleasant, right? So then contact is the approximate reason for the feelings. Actually, feelings are not food but the contact. Now for example, now I'm actually sitting here, right? I can feel something. But when I say I feel something, that means there was a contact before my feeling. My body touches the cushion. My body touches the cushion, in the clear sense, in clear terms, the floor, right? So when there's a contact, and immediately it produces feelings. So then what we have to understand is the nutriment is not the feeling, but the contacts. And you may have heard in the Buddhist teachings we talk about senses, right? Senses. What do you call? Seeing, hearing. What are the other ones? Smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. See, touching, right? Touching. So body has a touch. So that touch we call it a rupa, saddha, gandha, rasa, potabha, right? Potabha is the contact. So there is a contact. All the time, all the senses, you know, senses deal with the contact, and that's what it produces the feeling. So anyway, what I want to tell you was, contact is a food. We need contact, right? That's why a lot of people, they're finding comfortable things, right? You want to change your bed, you want to change your chairs, you want to change your carpet, sometimes you want to change your vehicle, sometimes you want to change everything, almost everything. Maybe your clothing says everything. So anyway, passa, it's a food. We call it, it has no rupa, no material form, but are apprehended by the mind. It's mind based, it's contact. Third type of nutriment of food is mano sanchetana. Now you know this word in the loose terms, sanchetana and mano. What is chetana? Intention, right? Volition. Now we say, before, like, in order to make your actions or speeches or thoughts become a karma, you need intention. If you don't have intention, that does not produce karma. What karma produces? Karma produces your next life, sansara. That means whenever you make karma, whenever you have intentional actions, thoughts, words, that means you still have to go in the sansara. So that means food for the sansara are called mano sanchetana hara. So that's the third type of food, nutriment. Right? Now, because we have done a lot of karma in the past lives, that's why we exist now. So that means, what were the food then? The food were the actions, intentional actions, karmas we did in the past. Even now, we are making a lot of intentional things, karma. Then what will happen? Then we have a lot of foods. We are reaping the harvest, right? That's the third. We call mental volition for rebirth, or sansara. Food for the sansara. The last one is called vijnana hara. What is vijnana? Consciousness. Now, vijnana is a very advanced term for the whole mental process that we have inside of our mind, thoughts, and consciousness. So, vijnana is the food for nama rupa. What is nama rupa? Mind and matter. Nama rupa is what makes us, right? We are nama rupa. Everybody, everything is nama rupa. Everybody, right? Human beings actually. Then why the nama rupa exists? Why the mind and matter exists? Because of the vijnana, right? Because there are a lot of things happening within vijnana, which you call consciousness, that helps a nama rupa to exist. So food for the nama rupa, mind and matter. I'm talking about the beings. Any being, could be an animal. So now you understand there are 4 types of nutriment. Actually, not the food, nutriment, but you get nutrients from the food, right? So if I'm to remind you again, kabalinkara ahara, physical food, passahara, contact, whereby you get feelings. You need contact all the time. If not, you're getting paralyzed, right? If you don't have contacts, you need the neuro process to get the contact, and thereby the feel. Mano sanchetana hara, mental volition, food for the sansara, karma. Vijnana hara, we need consciousness, different consciousness types, chakku vijnana, sotagana. These all consciousness, because we want to keep our nama rupa, right? So anyway, these are the 4 types of ahara. Then I want to talk about what Buddha told to different people about the food. Now, you know the king called King Kosala. He was a very famous king. One day he went to see the Buddha, and he sat down, but Buddha noticed that he could not stay calm. He was like wriggling, as a worm. Because then Buddha understood. He told the Buddha he ate too much, right? He had eaten too much food. And Buddha said, Chattaru pancha alope abutva udakampide. Alam pasu viharaya pahitattasa bhikkhunu. Dear king, do not fill your whole tummy. Just leave 4-5 morsels of food. Drink water instead. That means Buddha didn't like people eat more than the moderation. So we need to have a moderation. Each one's tummy is different. The culture, country, they are different. But we should have a we should have a meal in moderation. As you said, the flip side of what you said was that although we have money or not, we have a bad habit about junk food, especially sugary, oily food. That's pretty bad because Buddha says we have to cut down on our craving towards the food. Actually, if you cut down on the different cravings about food, and you will feel how comfortable is that life, right? Sometimes you make points because you are at home, you need to open the fridge, you see a lot of food inside, you're gonna waste the food, you're gonna eat them. That means you have no plan before you buying the food. Simply because you bought all the food, you fill the whole fridge, you're gonna eat everything. You could have thought, I don't want to buy all this food, right? I know what's my moderation. So that's one thing. On one side, it's craving. Second, it's too much temptation about the junk food. Even if at a time you can afford the healthy food. Third, moderation. So these three are very important. In addition to those three, we need to understand the concept of the food in the Buddhist thought. These fourfold of food. And at the end, I want to wrap this up by dealing with what Buddha said about offering of the food. Buddha said we always need to offer something to other people. Why? If someone asks you why you are still in the samsara, why you still have not attained Nibbana, perhaps you may have not fulfilled your dana parami, the perfection of generosity, to the extent that you're supposed to do, right? That means we always need to help out people, beings, regardless of the monastics or other people. Make it a habit in your life, right? Not just that you are a Buddhist or a person you are spiritual. Make yourself a person who is very generous all the time. It may be food, it may be something else, but you are generous. The more you are generous, the closer you are to the Nibbana, into the Nibbana. So that's what Buddha says at the end. Buddha does not appreciate the people who have miserliness, who have this stinginess, greediness, because Buddha once said in one of the suttas, if people know the value, significance of dana as much as I understand, as much as the Buddha understand, people never eat anything after that day. Why? It's that valuable, it's that important in offering food and other things to other people. And people will never eat themselves at that point. So that is very important to be a very generous person, but understanding your limits and your budget and everything. You have to have a management about it. Otherwise, you're gonna spend everything, and then you might be in trouble. So be a person of managing everything beforehand, and then have a very comfortable life thereby. Okay. So let's wrap this up. No questions? Any questions? No. Okay.
I have a question.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You said the 4 kinds of food. Then Buddha said offering food is very good. Then only Kabalikara food or others?
That's a good question. Now, Kabalinkara is the physical food.
Yeah.
Normally people offer, right? Passahara, now let's say you offer a cushion, right? Let's say you offer a mattress. Let's say you offer a bed. You offer a different thing whereby people can get the contact, and it's then dana of Passahara then. But it's a different context. It's in a different context. But you can do that too. Maybe Kabalinkara Ahara will lead to Passahara too. Let's say you offer food, you give food to someone, then that person's life is comfortable that day, right? That person is not hungry that day anymore, right? Comfortable day there. But let's say if you want to offer something, give something like a comfortable thing, then you are giving passahara. But you won't be able to give manusanchetana because it's one's own karma, right? Vijnanahara too. Make sense? Okay, so let's wrap this up. May all the good karmas we've been collecting since the beginning need to be shared by all the departed relatives and the deities. May all the good karmas be shared by all the departed relatives who passed away in the name of all of you. May they be happy and peaceful. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me jnatinang hotu sukhita huntu jnateyo. Idam me jnatinang hotu sukhita huntu jnateyo. Idam me jnatinang hotu sukhita huntu jnateyo. May all the good karmas be shared by all the kind deities. May they protect and bless all of you, your family members and everybody, for good health, long life and all the prosperity. May all the deities also attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha amhehi sampatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. Ittavata cha amhehi sampatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. Ittavata cha amhehi sampatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. Akasattha ca bhummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu lokasasanang. Akasattha ca bhummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu desanang. Akasattha ca bhummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu mang paranti. Finally, let's make a great wish. May all the good karmas we've been collecting so far help all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silisse niccang vadda apacayino chattaru dhamma vaddanti ayuvannu sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevache Ato nibbana sampatti iminate samicchatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's bow down 3 times.